OpenAI's robotics head Daniela Kalinowski resigned after the company agreed to deploy its AI models on the Pentagon's classified cloud networks without sufficient safeguards. OpenAI reiterated its red lines, precluding use of its technology in domestic surveillance or autonomous weapons, and stated it has additional safeguards, but Kalinowski said the deal lacked defined guardrails. Kalinowski said her decision was about principle, not people, and that she has deep respect for OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and the team.
Kalinowski spent 16 months building OpenAI's physical AI program. On Saturday, she said the company moved too fast on something too important. The week that began with Anthropic being blacklisted by the Pentagon and ended with OpenAI taking its contract has now claimed OpenAI's most senior hardware executive. Kalinowski, who joined OpenAI in November 2024 to lead its robotics and consumer hardware division, announced her resignation on Saturday on X. Her statement was short, direct, and more candid than anything OpenAI itself has said about the deal. AI has an important role in national security, she wrote. But surveillance of Americans without judicial oversight and lethal autonomy without human authorization are lines that deserved more deliberation than they got.
In a subsequent post, she was more precise about the nature of the complaint. It's a governance concern first and foremost, she wrote. These are too important for deals or announcements to be rushed. Kalinowski was careful to frame her departure in personal terms. This was about principle, not people, she wrote. I have deep respect for Sam and the team. That last note carries some weight. Sam Altman has himself acknowledged that the Pentagon deal was definitely rushed, and that the rollout produced significant backlash. What Kalinowski's resignation adds to that admission is a name and a title. The most senior person at OpenAI, whose job was to bring AI into physical systems, has decided that the process by which it will now enter weapons systems and surveillance infrastructure was not good enough.
What the deal involved, the sequence of events that led here unfolded over roughly a week. Anthropic, which had been the only AI company cleared to operate on the Pentagon's classified networks, followed over roughly a week. Anthropic, which had been the only AI company cleared to operate on the Pentagon $200 million contract awarded in July 2025, spent several weeks in tense negotiations with the Defense Department over the terms of continued use. Anthropic's position was that its model should not be deployed for mass domestic surveillance or fully autonomous weapons. The Pentagon, under Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, insisted on language permitting use for all lawful purposes, without specific carve-outs. On the 28th of February, with negotiations collapsed, President Trump directed all federal